All right.
I am recording, so whenever you're ready to go.
Yeah. Okay. I guess the first question is the single. So, what was the idea behind doing the music video and the single?
Well, actually, it's an idea, with my manager Brian, and he used to sing actually, and actually quite good. And then he told me one day maybe we could do something together, and then I kind of liked it. So together we decided, to write something, the lyrics, and so we called it "I Climb the World." I am the Spider-Man, nobody can catch me, that kind of stuff, and which actually it's not exactly the truth because I've been arrested so many times, and everybody actually can catch me, but more like for the fun of it, and this is this kind of electro pop music, and it's quite entertaining. Also, there is a nice videos which you can see me climbing all around the world, and then I. But there again, I'm 57, so I don't really know exact. Well, I like Pitbull, I like 50 Cent, I like, but I could also like I Climb the World.
So the sort of electro pop kind of thing. That's the kind of music you would listen to.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's why sometimes it's kind of difficult because when you are reaching a certain age, you don't really know exactly what people they are liking. It's like, yes, do I like it? I like it definitely. My son likes it. Pretty much everybody who heard that song liked it, but it doesn't mean that it's gonna work. It's just like you get to understand. I'm 57. I also need to make a living. Sometimes people they are like kind of lost. They just think like I am climbing and I am zen and blah blah blah. But it's just bullshit. We need to make a living. I am 57. I am like well, not like I am a grandpa. I need to make a living. I need to make money. I need to pay for this. I need to pay for that. Unfortunately, I need to make money. If tomorrow you get me a guy, a billionaire, who is telling me, Alain, I give you a few millions a year, or even less than that, and you keep your mouth shut up, I don't want to hear any more about you, fine, fair enough. I can climb, I can have fun, I don't need money. But as a matter of fact, I need money. I need to make a living, and as much as I can, I try to make money out of fun. So I'm climbing, I'm singing, I'm flexible man.
Have your grandkids heard the single?
Sorry?
Have your grandchildren listened to the song?
Yeah, actually, yeah, my grandchildren they like it. They're even singing that song. I am the Spider-Man. They like it, which is quite funny.
And I suppose you got John Parr playing
Yeah,
guitar.
well, John Powell was a good idea because actually he is a famous guitarist, and then having him actually liking my song, it's kind of a bonus.
And is he a fan of yours? Do you know if he's a fan of?
I get well. He can, it's kind of difficult not to like what I do. Who am I? I'm the guy who's kicking ass of the society, so people they like it. People they are staying home, they are obeying rules as much as they can because they don't want to be, they don't want to lose too much. Me, I'm the one who is kind of rebellious.
When did your love of climbing start? What was the thing that made you go, okay, this is
Oh yeah, it was a long time ago. It was year 1975. So I just started by doing rock climbing, and then along the way I realized that actually I could be good. Then free soloing, then became famous, got accident, having to start from the bottom, even lower than the bottom, and then somehow I found the motivation to come back. All the doctors they said that I was dead, I wouldn't be able to come back, but I did it successfully, and then along the way, my mind also has evolved, and then I became this guy who is fighting, who is also going against the society, because actually this is the society who condemned me, who said that actually I wouldn't be fit any longer for climbing. And then I've started to understand that actually, whatever bullshit we are hearing from people, they are just bullshit. And, if you on your own, you set up your mind, you can fight against it. And then I became a fighter.
So is that one of the reasons you started climbing buildings, sort of in a way more than
Climbing, yeah, actually climbing buildings brought me much more fun, because I was really going. I'm not saying that I am antisocial. I'm not. Well, I am not. I'm not sure. But at least there's a lot of things that I don't like. Our world is shrinking. There is thousand laws everywhere. There is like all of those Google and shit who are spying on us. We are losing a lot of freedom. A lot of people are not really aware about it, but well, those are the time, the time we are living. They are, yes, it's very simple, it's very easy, you are checking whatever you want to check on time on Google. It's marvelous. But on the other hand, they are spying on you, they are knowing your habit, then they are sending you publicity. They know that, for example, you like climbing, then obviously there will be a lot videos, a lot of people who are doing climbing materials. So, the world is no longer very safe. I understand if you are talking purely business, amazing. If you are talking about privacy, it fucking sucks.
So, I mean, in that sort of, after you saying that, you've got an interesting relationship with law enforcement, because you've been arrested so many times for these crimes, but I think I saw something where you described yourself as like a smooth criminal, because they tend to give you food, or they you're kind of a rogue.
You're perfectly right. A year ago I had some headache in London because I climbed in the city, the Heron Tower, and there was guys, there was a new building pretty much at the same level of the one I was climbing. So they filmed it, and they saw what? When I was at the top, the cops, they are clapping. Well, I didn't get it on my head camera because they removed the file, which the cops, they are clapping me, and they kind of apologize, arresting me, and then for the city of London, that was not very nice, but actually this is what people are thinking. And I regret one thing. It was possible to fight against that case because the cops, they decided to close 4 lanes, which is totally irrelevant because the body is falling vertically. Then if they had closed only 1 lane, that was far enough. And then they were not going to create such a mess in the city of London, but they did.
So what's the worst experience you've had with police officers or law enforcement?
There is no good, no bad, meaning, cops. The basic cops are nice. Those who are not nice, this is the people who are prosecuting you. The prosecutor, of course, the magistrate, although magistrates sometimes, like in London a year ago, they were quite cool, especially a girl. I don't know, somehow she kind of liked me.
Is there a building that you haven't climbed yet that you really want to climb?
Oh, there's plenty, but in London I'm done. So, well, in the UK actually, the whole of UK I'm done. So I am just regretting that UK is called a so-called democracy, and they fucked me up because I was entitled to be released on bail. I am a European citizen. I am living next door. Why on earth? I've climbed a building. They are releasing people on bail who have killed people, and they didn't release me on bail. I've climbed a building. That doesn't make sense. It's completely crazy. So for that, I honestly, I have been completely deprived of my rights, and that's a shame on UK.
How do you prepare before going about a climb? I mean, obviously, if you've got the threat of being caught hanging over you, you've got to get up the first, 3 or 4 floors before you're...
Not even just once people, they cannot grab anymore my ankles, so it means like let's say 2.5 meters, unless this is Michael Jordan who is working for the building, who is trying to catch me, then let's say 3 meters. But usually they are more like, bulky guy, a bit fat, a bit stupid. Fair enough. That's the job.
So do you have to get into a kind of special headspace before you do one of these climbs? Do you have to really think about what you're going to do, or do you just?
Oh
kind of go
yeah,
for it?
definitely. It's always a matter of life and death. So it means that I'm not that crazy. So well, I'm just thinking that I am doing it because I want to have fun and I want to stay alive. And I need to get pretty much sure that at the end of the day, I will be able to breathe normally and just to enjoy.
What's going through your mind when you're doing the climb? I mean, especially some of them that are, sort of 4 to 5, 6 hours. There's rain.
Well, actually, that's a great feeling because if you are struggling, then you are focused. Not much space, to think about other things like, oh, I didn't pay my bills on this, on that, or it's more like you try to save your ass first, and then after all, you can think about other things. But mainly, yeah, that's the cool thing. It may be maybe those only moments in your life which you can just avoid to think about things that are bothering you. On the contrary, you are enjoying, you are focusing, it's like yes, I'm climbing. That's it. I don't have to think about any other things. Just I'm climbing. That's cool.
So, like the fear factor, does that kind of go away when you're actually climbing?
That's a good thing about the fear factor. This is something like, since when I'm doing something, this is not something that is completely crazy. So usually it comes from a dream, and then I pretty much know myself now for so long, and I know that once I start climbing, all of those fears, I put it aside, and then they may resurface at the top, but for the whole duration of the climb, I am completely free about it.
And then what do you do after you've finished the climb? I mean, if you're not
Well,
getting arrested.
When I'm finishing the climb, either I go to the lockup, or I go in custody, or I go to jail, or I go for champagne.
That's a good way of doing it. Are there climbers kind of working today that you really admire as well? Other climbers?
Well, it's kind of difficult. I am friend of with Alex Honnold, and well, I respect this guy because what he has done by free soloing El Capitan. It was one of my project 25 years back, but unfortunately at that time there wasn't any routes like free rider. So meaning everything that could be possible in climbing El Capitan was unthinkable, impossible. Not even maybe in 20 or 30 years from now.
Looking back over your career, what have been your favourite ever climbs, or your favourite buildings to climb?
Well, let's say that I have loved climbing the Sears Tower, because when I started the ascent, I felt more dead than alive, and then being at the top felt like suddenly I was kind of resuscitating, like starting a brand new life. And also climbing the Petronas in Kuala Lumpur, because this is a story of two failed attempts, a story of a difficult country, not really democratic, and then having the guts to try one more time and doing it successfully was like kind of maybe the most amazing reward in my life.
And do you get recognised when you're going to different places around the world? Do fans recognise you? Because quite often you're drawing massive crowds when you're doing these climbs.
Well, actually it's not that complicated because of my outfit. I'm the guy who is always dressed up wearing cowboy boots and Snake's outfit. Sometimes a bit funny, like the way I'm wearing today, like silver snake skin. So and for the people deep down, they know that, oh yeah, he's the guy.
And just the nickname, the French Spider-Man, when did people start calling you that? And is that something that you...
This came from US TV channels. Well, obviously for them I was a Spider-Man, I was French, then I could be only the French Spider-Man. That's it.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Thanks for talking to us. Thank you. All good?